Hello and welcome to the kitchen table. It's Alison Southern here, Team Vicar in the Milksham team, welcoming you again to the kitchen table. It's Tuesday today. How's your bank holiday weekend been? It's been a bit strange, hasn't it? Bank holidays often come as a blessed relief, an extra day off, a time where all the family can gather and meet together, joining up from all over the place. And of course, that wasn't the case in this bank holiday weekend. However, it was beautiful and glorious weather. And I hope whether it was out in your garden or going for a socially distanced walk, or maybe meeting somebody else from another household, that you were able to be blessed by the day, to enjoy some company, and to know that that was a place of rest for you. I spent some of my time thinking about my past. I had been invited by people I used to sing with in the gospel choir down at Marjon in Plymouth to join in singing with them. Now, anyone who knows me knows that I often quote that God made crows as well as nightingales, and that I am indeed a crow. But while I was down studying in Marjon, I was very blessed by a gospel choir there who believed in singing joyously to the Lord, and with enough voices singing, it didn't matter that mine wasn't a good voice. Mine was part of everything that was going on. So we're going to do one of these Zoom sort of connected songs. And I was sent the music and the words, and I've been humming and practicing and singing badly. But the song that we're singing is about weeping and joy coming in the morning. Weeping endures for a night, but joy comes in the morning. It's a beautiful song, in many, all put together in parts, and when we come together, I know that the gospel choir will sing it with real gladness in their hearts and belief that it's the truth. It can feel very much like there is sadness, and for so many people at this time there is a real cause for weeping, for pain in their families, in their lives. A time of anxiety, a time where nothing makes any sense. And for each and every one of us, I think the roller coaster of isolation or shielding, or just life being very different, has meant that we are on that bit of a swing between joyful hysteria, maybe on Facebook or YouTube, and just getting up and wanting to cry all day. I've heard that several times from my friends, just that sense of not knowing what each day will bring has led them to a period of weeping. So when I was singing about weeping, being endured for a night and waiting for joy to come in the morning, I was thinking about how we're doing as a nation. It's been a particularly difficult few days, I think, with all the goings on in government and people behaving perhaps badly or not, depending on your point of view. But shaking the boat a little, I think. It's made us all consider how long we will be in this situation. How do we follow the rules and keep following the rules for the good of everybody? And how do we move into that transition between being in a place where everything is very, very clear and gradually towards a place where, of course, nobody is quite sure how things will unfold and unfurl. We have no secret weapon to be able to see into our future. So still stressful times, still many people unsure of livelihoods, so many people aching to be with family. We have to continue and endure a bit longer. As I was thinking about that, I was thinking about John's Gospel again, and I was thinking about that meal that Jesus was having with his disciples. We've been hearing on Ascension Day and then again the readings on Sunday. And it reminded me of a passage there as I was thinking about what it is to weep and then find joy. And in John's Gospel, there is a verse which speaks absolutely to that. In chapter 16, he talks to his disciples. He's not pulling any punches. He's telling them this is going to be hard. You are going to be sad. There's going to be weeping and heartbreak. But know, he says, that joy will come in the morning. He's telling them that even though he's going to die and be buried, that he will come again, that there will be joy, that there will be that promise that he is bringing. Not just to his disciples, of course, but to you and to me. That was a powerful, powerful moment and a great gift from him to his disciples. I wonder how ready they were to hear it. And I wonder how many of you, if you're struggling, if you're feeling like you need to be spending a day weeping, if you're feeling like all this has now gone on too long and you are struggling with loneliness, maybe you're struggling with your health, maybe you're tied up with the chains of mental ill health or of addiction. And in times like these, all of those struggles are even more raw. So how do you find that hope? How do you believe in that promise that joy will come in the morning? It's just so difficult, isn't it? Sometimes to hold fast to that truth. I think for me, my life has shown me, there have been many times within it, that the sadness I have felt has been deep and dark and seemingly endless. When I've lost loved ones, when things have made no sense. And yet, I have always come through. And the sun always continues to shine in the mornings, whether we see it or not beyond the clouds. There is always that hope of the end of this journey of pain into the light again. We don't know how long a night is. Sometimes a night can feel forever. But however long a period, whether it's with coronavirus or something else that's happening in your life, however bad it feels, step by step we move through and beyond. And for me, what keeps me stepping through is that trust in Jesus when he tells us that our joy will come again in the morning. And that trust that even in dark times there are huge things to celebrate. Whether it's a simple thing like the beauty of a flower or some really good news, and I share with you some good news from our parish. Charlie and Jennifer Adams wanted to share some good news with you. They have baby twins, new grandchildren. Elizabeth and John gave birth to Joseph and Alexandra the other day, 22nd of May, both beautiful, healthy twins. Isn't that wonderful news? Of course, tied up in all the difficulties of this time, it means that there's two grandparents here that we know, and I'm sure so many more, that are desperate to be meeting their grandchildren, to holding them and making that connection. But with patience, with modern technology making connections, and with love, we know that one day soon that will happen. And that the Joseph and Alexandra will be absolutely adored by Charlie and by Jenny. And I know so many other grandparents who are desperate to make that connection again. But it will come. We will move through this. And we will be celebrating. So in the meantime, take hold of every precious thing you see that brings you joy. Mine was watching a bumblebee at work on my flowers on Sunday. Absolutely glorious in the garden. Busy, busy, busy bee. And I just stood and watched. And it gave me such pleasure and such joy. So wherever you find your joy, feel it, hold on to it, and believe in Jesus' promise that no matter how difficult things may seem, it will be better. Take care for now, until we meet again. Lots of love. Bye.